2 months ago, I quit my corporate job in New York City, gave up the apartment, packed 3 bags, and moved to Europe with no real plan, except one. I wanted to finally pursue something I've always pushed off to the side: YouTube. Hi everyone, my name is Monet. I'm 24, and until recently, I was a corporate girly working in finance in New York City, literally on Wall Street. Growing up, my parents always told me what would make me successful: a stable paying job, a house, and a partner. At 22, living in New York City, right after graduating, I had that. I didn't own a house, but I was living in the apartment of my dreams, and eventually my partner also moved into the city. But I didn't feel satisfied at all. It felt like life was so mundane, and I didn't have a drive for anything. I would wake up, go to work, then maybe do like a workout class or see my friends that week, and spend a lot of time with my partner. But there was just something there that I didn't know what it was back then, but now I know. And things were manageable until about a year ago, where I started to have panic attacks. My anxiety became so debilitating at times where I couldn't leave the house, I couldn't eat, I couldn't see my friends. All I could do was just stay inside and be super scared of the world. I tried therapy, I thought about taking medication, I changed my eating habits, my sleeping habits, I stopped commuting into the office. All of those things were never getting to the root of the problem. That's when I realized something important. Whenever I left the city, my anxiety seemed to disappear. It wasn't me that needed fixing, but it was my environment. Also, quick disclaimer, I'm not here to criticize New York City at all. It was also once my dream city. I had so many meaningful experiences here. I've fallen in love, I've had heartbreak, but it's also important to recognize a chapter of your life when a city just isn't meant for you anymore. And also, while searching for the cause of my anxiety, because nothing was super pressing, I was living a pretty mundane, stable life, I came to realize that I was never true to myself. I felt like at work with some of my friends, I was always putting on a mask, and my authentic self was just being buried. I think it showed up in the form of anxiety. My partner was also feeling the same way in his demanding corporate job. Both of us just drowning in New York City's overstimulating, high-pressure atmosphere. One might say maybe we're not cut out for this, and that's okay, because who is? So one night, I just threw her out there. What if we moved abroad? My partner was actually on board with this. We reached out to connections, we started looking for jobs abroad. We even considered a working holiday visa in Australia. Then suddenly, an opportunity emerged for my partner in Berlin. So before we get to the moving aspect of everything, I had to sit down and think, what am I gonna do? After 2 years of working in corporate finance, I definitely needed a break, but I still needed income to sustain myself and a hobby or passion to work on. And there was this dream that I've always had as a little kid that I never really gave a chance to pursue. I've always wanted to create videos that felt authentic to me, ones where I don't necessarily care about how many views I get or what my friends or family would think when they watch it. Since I was a kid, I filmed skits with friends, filmed family vacations. Creating content has always been my happy place. Over the years, I found YouTubers whose content have made me feel seen, understood, and less alone. I want to curate the same space for others as well. But the corporate path seemed safer, more responsible. I just kept telling myself, someday I'll be a YouTuber, someday I'll make the content I want to make. But honestly, why not now? Early this year, we started to figure out the logistics of everything, from the visa requirements to financial planning to job applications. Then in February, everything accelerated. I was quitting my job. We also ended up fostering a cat, so we had to return our cat. And once my visa came through on my passport, I was ready to go. Next came the chaotic process of actually moving, which is selling furniture, packing our lives into suitcases, and then saying goodbye to this place we've called home. We were also flying standby, so honestly everything was uncertain. I'm going to post a more visual vlog documenting my journey of moving abroad, so make sure to look out for that. So we got on the plane, and after 8 hours we landed in Berlin. We made it! This was my first time being in Germany or Berlin ever. Honestly, couldn't believe that I agreed to move somewhere that I've never been before. To be completely honest with you, Berlin was not on the top of our list at all, but I'm really thankful that we ended up here. With my boyfriend having somewhat of a job opportunity and it being an English-speaking city, it felt like the perfect starting point. The first few days in Berlin were magical. The job pressure, the crowded subways, the constant noise, it all just melted away. For the first time in years, I felt like I could breathe, and the Berlin air felt cleaner and fresher somehow. It almost didn't feel real. It kind of felt like we were on an extended vacation, probably because we were eating out a lot, trying new things, exploring new neighborhoods. We left for a week-long birthday trip to Sweden, and we came back refreshed and ready to build our new lives and pursue our dreams. When we came back from Sweden, what followed were some of the hardest weeks I've experienced. The honeymoon phase wore off and reality set in. I felt like an outsider. I didn't speak German. Navigating the bureaucracy was challenging. Finding an apartment was also impossible. Even though I had Andrew, it still felt very lonely being so far away from everybody, and found myself having existential crisis about my choices. And that YouTube dream, suddenly it seemed ridiculous. Like, who's gonna want to watch me? And every time I filmed something or talked to the camera, I just felt like it wasn't good enough. What if I put myself out there and I get 0 views? Or worse, what if they watched it and didn't like what they saw? All these thoughts were running through my head, and it made me seem like pursuing this was a silly idea. But I realized that as long as I like what I'm making and I'm passionate about it, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Not the views and not what other people think. There's something terrifying about not knowing what's coming next, living with such unpredictability. But there's this quote I heard, you know you're on the right path when you don't know what the next step is. I really took that quote to heart because, girl, I had no idea what was gonna come. Watching our savings account while frantically looking for a job was anxiety inducing in like a whole new way. We were aware that moving to a new country was going to be hard, that loneliness was going to come, but we made a conscious decision to not let the unknowns of tomorrow steal away our happiness today. We weren't at the brink financially yet. This is why we were working so hard in corporate, to save money so that we could do something that's actually meaningful to us. We had each other and we had the opportunity to reinvent ourselves. So what got us through this was learning to be content with what we had. So basically having gratitude for the fact that we were able to have a bed, food, even if it wasn't the best food, and also just having the privilege to make this move in the first place. We were working on our inner selves in ways that wouldn't have been possible in our previous lives. But as life works, bad things come to an end and good things start to take place. Right now, as I am speaking to you guys, I'm in our new apartment! It is honestly so beautiful. Literally the European apartment of my dreams. And it gets so much sunlight during the day. I established an editing routine and began working on creative projects again. I was studying. I found myself watching my favorite creators and taking notes, thinking about how they're telling a story. I also learned basic color grading and have been watching a lot of Premiere tutorials just to learn how to do things that would make my videos a little bit more interesting. Each small step built my confidence, and even just filming this video right now, I know it's not gonna be perfect, but who cares? It's my first video. More importantly, I've reconnected with myself. I'm building my confidence, practicing self-compassion, being more mindful of everything around me, and rediscovering what makes me happy. I still don't know exactly what I'm doing. I'm still trying to figure out one upload at a time, and for the first time in years, I feel like I'm finally creating something that's truly mine. With that being said, this channel is about my journey navigating through life, finding contentment and happiness, and pursuing my dreams, even when the future is uncertain. With that being said, hi, I'm Monet. Welcome to my channel. This video is the first step in the journey I've been wanting to take for years. If you're going through a quiet life reset, a big life change, or just want to follow someone building their creative life from zero, then I'd love to have you here. In upcoming videos, I'll be taking you along as I explore Berlin, work on building applying my creative skills, navigating moving to a brand new country. This is just the beginning. There'll be ups and downs. Life lessons will be learned. Thank you for being here on video 1 of this journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!